So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to use your smartphone to create a PowerPoint using AI. And this approach will give you the freedom to roam around your regular life. You could be driving to work. You could be taking the kids to school. You could be at a party or at a restaurant, and you'll be using your phone to gather all your thoughts. In other words, the AI app will be used as a note-taking storage bin. And then at the end, once you have all your thoughts together and you have created all the notes you wanted, the AI will create the PowerPoint for you, which you can later on download to your laptop and give that presentation. Note this. Okay, so the main thing I want investors to walk away with is that we're not guessing. We have actual data showing the inflection point is Q3. Need to make sure that's the headline for the whole deck. No response needed.
Yep, we're using an AI chat to take notes, and no responses are coming back.
Hi, my name is Christian, and welcome to Creating Job Security by Mastering the AI Superstack.
So the agenda for this episode is very simple. We first need to explain some concepts so you can understand what's going on. And then we're going to use our phone app to create some notes. Then we're going to briefly describe how the prompt works. And finally, we're going to build the PowerPoint. Before I show you my phone, I want to explain the concept of a phone emulator. This is a piece of software that allows me to see my phone inside my PC or Mac. I use this because recording a physical screen with a camera creates glare and blur. By using a phone emulator, I'm capturing a direct digital feed into my screen recorder. It's how I get that crystal clear professional look that you see on the screen right now.
Welcome to your Executive Presence and Speaking Coach. I will place you in realistic high-stakes scenarios and evaluate how you communicate.
And for the iPhone and the iOS, it's the same thing. Now let's dive in. The next concept I want to talk about is using prompts in your smartphone. You want to execute prompts in your smartphone, but you don't want to create or edit them in your smartphone. First of all, any prompt that has any real value is just too long to read inside a phone. So the best thing is to create and edit the prompts in your computer and then upload them to your phone. And the easiest way to accomplish this is to have your computer browser and your smartphone using the same AI account. Once the prompt exists in your browser, then close all the apps on your phone and reload the AI app and the prompt will appear. So an AI voice PowerPoint needs 3 ingredients: notes, a PowerPoint template, and a builder historical prompt. Now to create the notes, in this case, we're going to use the Claude AI app in your smartphone, and we're going to use a single chat to store all our thoughts. When we create a note, we only have to use 2 basic commands. At the beginning, we have to say, note this, and at the end of our thought, we have to say, no response is needed. Okay, the time has come to take our first notes for the PowerPoint, and so I'm going to introduce you to the Claude app. This Claude app works both in the iPhone and also in Android. And unlike Gemini in the Android and Siri in the iPhone, you cannot use the power button to talk to your Claude app. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this microphone icon right here. I'm going to use my phone, my physical phone, to do it. And you can also use the plus sign. So if I click on the plus sign, I can add documents, I can add pictures, etc. Right? And I can also click on the chat and actually type things. This is an example. And I'm using my phone to type this. So there you go. It works just like ChatGPT. It works just like Gemini. Okay? So let's create our first note. Let me delete this comment I made. So I'm going to click on the microphone and I'm going to say, note this, In slide 1, we're going to talk about future opportunities coming up in the company. No response is needed. So as you can see, I clicked on the arrow, which is same thing as sending or submitting, right? Now, let's say I make a mistake. Let me make a mistake on purpose, and then I'm going to cancel the note. Note this on slide 1. Oh, no, I'm making a mistake. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to click on the X, and nothing happens. That is like canceling your comment or your note. And that's how you create notes. So if you wanted to create a PowerPoint, you can say, note this. And slide number 2, we're going to talk about how we can increase our revenues in Q3 of 2026. No response is needed. And I'm going to click send. And so by sending no response is needed, Claude and many of the other AI apps in your phone, and including in your browser, will not actually try, or it will not interpret your text as if you're looking for an answer. And that's what we want to do in this particular case. We want to use this chat as a storage bin. Okay? That's very important that you understand that you have to use the same chat for one PowerPoint. You cannot create notes in one chat and then create notes in another chat and then notes in another chat. That's not going to work so well. What you want to do is have all your notes inside a single chat. So historical prompts are not like regular prompts. Most people that use prompts usually ask for things like summarize this text, rewrite this to sound more professional, generate ideas for, give me a list of pros and cons, etc. On the other hand, historical prompts look at previously entered thoughts and interactions with the model. Now, the use of historical prompts would take very long to explain, and we will do so in a future episode. So I welcome you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that valuable information in the future. For the time being, let me show you how we will use historical prompts to create our PowerPoint. So the historical prompt to create the PowerPoint is composed of 4 main sections. The scan instruction tells the AI where to look, reviews every message in the conversation, and only focuses on the messages sent by you and ignores all the AI replies. The extraction rule sounds very similar, but the difference is subtle. It doesn't decide where to look, but what to extract. And that's very important. And it's going to skip everything else. Basically, it's filtering the conversation. The next step is to transform the notes. And that's also very important because you might use priority or topic or date to organize your thoughts. And basically, it's going to give your raw thoughts a structure. Make something usable out of all the notes that you created inside the chat. And finally, the output format, which is going to turn all this information into a PowerPoint. So here's the prompt to convert my AI app notes into a PowerPoint. And as I mentioned before, it's going to have 4 basic sections: the scan, the extraction, the transformation, and the output. And this is very powerful because it uses whatever PowerPoint template you upload. So if you have letterhead in your PowerPoint, Claude is able to extract that information and adapt the notes into your PowerPoint template. And that's going to save you a lot of time. And so I'm going to show you the template next. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is the PowerPoint template that I'm going to use. I use this for most of my videos. And basically, it has some basic examples of how the data should be outputted. What I do usually is I grab this template and I incorporate them into my video. So this is the template we're going to use for this episode. So the next step is to create the notes. So I created 25 notes using the Claude app. Of course, this is the emulator. And what you're seeing on the screen is actually a representation of my phone as I'm scrolling through all the notes. And what this really means is freedom, right? So it doesn't have to be a PowerPoint, but just the concept to use a chatbot as a place of storage. And you don't have to necessarily store just text. You can take pictures, you can upload documents, and we will go over these other potential uses in a future episode. So I really recommend that you subscribe to the channel, because it's one of the ways, this is just one of the ways that you can use Claude and note-taking in order to achieve work, to produce results. Okay, so the moment of truth has come. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to include the actual PowerPoint, which is this one right here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my email. I send the prompt via email. So let me copy that, go back to Claude. And so this prompt is going to read through my chat history, and it's going to produce the PowerPoint using the template that I just uploaded. So since my phone Claude account and my computer Claude account have the same account, I can see everything that was done. So let me download the PowerPoint into my computer and let's open it. There we go. So as you can see, there was a slight problem with the PowerPoint, but the desktop edition of PowerPoint was able to fix the file. And look at this. It was able to use my template to create a very nice presentation based on the notes that I created using my phone. And that is power right there. And this is just one example of many that you can do with an AI app taking notes and using historical prompts. It is really, really powerful what you can do with these two concepts going forward. So I always like to show people how to download the prompts. So this link right here is going to be included in the YouTube description below. And once you get to this webpage, this website is called GitHub. It works just like any other website in the world. You're going to select the language you like, and then there's two ways you can download this prompt. The first way is you're going to click on it, and then you're going to click on the download icon, and that's going to send it to your download folder. And the second way is you're going to click on this code button right here, and then you're going to select everything inside that window. You're going to right click on it and select copy, and then you can paste it in any text editor that you have in your computer, like Notepad, etc. And that's how you download the prompt. So here are my final thoughts. The note creation worked very well, and you can use it for more than just a PowerPoint. You can upload pictures, you can include files, you can do research on the web or using AI, and it will record everything that you do. Now, the PowerPoint took about 5 minutes to create, and there was a small glitch opening the PowerPoint using the PowerPoint app inside my smartphone. But that was easily resolved by opening the PowerPoint using my desktop application, which was able to repair the file. So I hope Claude is able to fix this glitch going forward. Now, what is the real outcome of all of this? Well, first of all, you can work while on the move, and that's very powerful. Sometimes, especially for presentations, it takes a few days to gather all your thoughts and what to say during the presentation. And that's where this becomes really powerful. I hope you liked this episode, and thank you for watching.